I am Mayor Brian Smith of the wonderful city of Waupaca. We worked very hard to get the weather just right for you today, so I hope you enjoy it today. If you don't mind, just move up a little bit if you can, just so you can hear all of the speakers that we have going on today. As you can see, with Strawberry Fest going on, we have a very active event going on, and then also with our Main Street program, there's a lot of traffic downtown. But what a wonderful time for us to talk about what we've done to our Main Street. You know, it's been a vision for many, many, many years, and it's something that was really well needed. And we were a little nervous when we started the project, but it turned out wonderful. And we did a bunch of other things too along with that I think really made the downtown thrive. So we talk about one of the first things that we did. We were able to get a STP grant, which is a state transportation grant. We had help from the county, and then this was a federal grant that the state monitored. And we received about $1.7 million to do the Main Street program. So that's money that our local taxpayers did not have to pay for. And it helped us with the many amenities that you see in the downtown area. The other thing that we did with the Main Street program is we, with the help of our city council, which we have many city council members here tonight, or today, we did what was called a downtown business incentive grant. So we offered up to the local downtown businesses up to $40,000 in matching grant money for them to improve their facades and their interiors of their buildings. And we've had many, many businesses that have taken advantage of that, and we still have some funding available for that. And then just a side note, which is really not the downtown, but we also have a $10,000 home improvement grant, which we are offering to individual homeowners for help with their improving their facades throughout the city. And that's ongoing as we speak too. Just this next week, we're accepting a T-Mobile grant of $50,000 that's actually going to help us in our downtown, right on our front lawn here. There's going to be a number of amenities and that we're going to use that money for. So it's a great project. As you can see, Waupaca has one of the most thriving small downtowns that you'll see throughout at least Wisconsin, but throughout the whole country. And it's fun to see them make improvements. So with that, the guy that masterminded the Main Street program, I'll introduce you to our Director of Public Works, Justin Behrens.
Well, I think mastermind's maybe a strong word, but nonetheless, there's been a lot of planning. Even prior to my time here at the city, the previous Public Works Director, John Edelbeck, was part of the process of securing that STP fund. And what that did we received the funds from the state and from the federal level to help pay for a lot of the road project that was out here. And then we could allocate our own funds to pay for even more improvements. So we replaced a 100-year-old water main and sewer main, replaced a lot of lead drinking water lines. The road is made out of concrete. We don't have too many of those in the city because the cost of that is usually prohibitive of us within our budgets. But that funding allowed us to put in a concrete road, which in the long run, this road's going to last much longer. We're able to replace all of our sidewalks downtown, make them wider, make them ADA compliant. The bump outs were installed to help with that pedestrian movement and make this area much more safer and pedestrian friendly, which we feel in the long run will help the economic development down here and support the local businesses. So then with that, this downtown plan has been a thing over the years that has been developing and changing. And Main Street was just one part of that plan. We did the back parking lot, we did Granite Street, we're doing work up here on the front lawn. Watch your step, it's a little rough. We're right in the middle of putting some irrigation up here and some other improvements, as the mayor has said. But putting a plan together, having a lot of community members, staff, outside groups help with that, just makes a plan come together and really helps us utilize the funds that's available to us, and then of course make this community great with the help of not just city staff, but many people that are here and others within the community. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to the next guy, our city administrator, Aaron Jensen, who's going to do a little bit more thanking other groups that have supported us.
All right. As Justin said, my name is Aaron Jensen. I'm the current city administrator. This is a little low. I'm going to do this. Thank you all for coming out. I want to thank a number of people. You know, I actually got in my position in 2019. I got to just be around for the fun part of this. And the execution that was handled by Justin and his crews was excellent. I'll touch on that in a second. But obviously there was a ton of, this was years and years and years in the making. And I want to thank past elected officials. I want to thank past city administration, specifically Henry Veliker, who's standing in the crowd today, for all his work on this. Brennan Kane, our past economic development director, who did a ton of work in the planning. And then I also want to touch on that execution. Justin and his crews and Josh Werner and his staff did an unbelievable job with communication throughout the project. I thought that is one of the things that made it successful. I mean, we were coming off of a year where COVID shut downtown businesses down. Then we had a year in which we had all of Main Street shut. Obviously, the impacts on small businesses it was tough. And they showed a ton of resiliency. And I appreciate, and we appreciate all that you did, Justin and Josh and Wayne and your crews. I also want to just touch on the Placemakers group. It was really a leadership effort from Terry Schultz, our president of the Chamber of Commerce, who decided, hey, there's some of these amenities that have been cut out of the project over time. What can we do to ensure some of those get put back in? And Michelle Drake, Andrew Dane, Anita Olson, Greg Groman, Mike Kohler, Marcy Reynolds, Diane Baker, Mary Fair, and Tammy Wolter all put together a fundraising effort that resulted in bike racks, sidewalk poetry, speakers downtown, a lot of those amenities that wouldn't have been in it otherwise. Over $60,000 was raised in a really short amount of time. And that's a credit to them and to our community. So with that, I'm going to just pass it over to Terry, and she's going to speak a little more on that effort.
Sorry, I have to have notes. Not that I want to correct Aaron, but actually we raised over $77,000 for all of those projects. Our goal was to raise $50,000, and so we do have a few extra dollars that we've set aside and we'll use for some future projects. But we'd really like to thank kind of our top donors. Not that everyone who donated, I mean, it was fabulous. We appreciated every little cent that we collected. But our top donors, and if they're here today or a representative, just a wave in the crowd would be wonderful. So Community First Credit Union, L&L Propane, Waupaca Foundry, Chris and Vic Anthony. I know Chris is here somewhere. Thanks, Chris. The Danes Hall of Waupaca, Remax Lions Real Estate, and then the Waupaca Area Chamber of Commerce. Those were our top donors. Just to let you know, thank you. Those top donors were recognized on the 3 obelisks that are on the corner of Union and Main, and so we wanted to make sure that they were recognized for all of their efforts in putting this project together. The rest of our donors that are $1,000 or more are going to be recognized on a piece of artwork that will hang in City Hall. Our artist is in the process of finishing that piece up, but that should be up soon, and so we want to make sure that you stop in and check out all of those donors. But we'd especially also like to thank our in-kind donors. They had a lot to do with this downtown project. Waupaca Foundry was just so gracious. They helped us many, many times in all of this downtown project. Everything from they made the park benches that are on Main Street. They helped us with the art pieces and the signage, so it was great for their help. Marvin Metals, MyTech, and TCI donated a lot of the work that was done on all of the bike racks and putting all of that together. So we want to thank them. And then I'd like to, one last thank you to our artist, Claudia Crumsey, for creating the 3 obelisks. She's also creating the art piece that will be inside, and we just wanted to recognize her. But we especially, we're very proud to be a part of this. The Waupaca Area Chamber Foundation was excited to help in this project, and I think we have a very special downtown, and we want to give a big thanks to our city for taking on this project. Thank you. Anita will talk about our sidewalk poets.
Hello, everyone. My name is Anita Olson, and I was part of getting the sidewalk poetry embedded into our sidewalks. In 2019, that's when the city and the Waupaca Community Arts Board agreed that embedding poems into the new sidewalks was a great idea. We looked to St. Paul, Minnesota, because there they have over 200 poems embedded in their sidewalks. It goes through all throughout their city. Our plan was to embed 2 poems on each side of the 4 blocks of Main Street. And so for you math people, 2 per side times 2 times 4 gets you 16. We sent out a call for poems, and we received 204 submissions of poems. Many people say they just don't like poetry or they don't get it, but we found that there are people who truly love poetry. Poetry can be written about absolutely anything and everything. Poetry expresses our many thoughts in a very special way. Today we thank the sidewalk poets who were chosen for expressing those thoughts that are now embedded in our sidewalks. Thoughts that have significance to our experience of being in Waupaca now and into the future. These poems will be enjoyed for many years to come. We hope you will take a brochure, I have a box of them, about the sidewalk poetry and their locations, and use them as you walk along Main Street to see them. Thank you for coming today. A sincere thanks to the City of Waupaca for the support we got all along this project. And now back to Mayor Smith.
Thanks, Anita. Anita has got so much energy. It's wonderful to have somebody like that in our community, for sure. A couple things that a lot of things that we're proud about in our community. If you haven't been here at night, and I think you probably already have, most of you, but come on downtown. We have some special lights besides our regular street lights, but we have some different colors that come on at night that we're going to use for different times of the year that will really lighten up our downtown area. So it's a nice addition to our project that really makes the downtown that much better, including all of the other amenities that have been talked about. I do want to just recognize, because it was because of them that we actually got most of this done. And so we do have a number of city council members that are in attendance today. And I'll start, and I know Aaron has already recognized him, but our former city administrator is now one of our city council members, and that's Henry Velliker. And then also Lori Chestnut. Paul Hagan is back. Dimitri Martin. And I think I saw Mary Fair. And also Scott Perchatsky. Sorry about that, I was just reading my notes. So, one of the things that we forgot to mention, all of us forgot to mention, but our Main Street project actually received a Wisconsin State Redevelopment Award for cities of over 5,000 citizens. So the state of Wisconsin also recognized what a great job we did in our downtown area. And then, yeah, thank you. We also have a group of staff members that get together every Thursday morning and do a lot of brainstorming, and a lot of these ideas that we are doing in our community are coming from that. And this has been going on for quite a few years, but we call it our DIRT team. It's our Development Review team, and that includes myself, City Administrator Aaron Jensen, Justin Behrens, Jarrett Reku, our Development Director, Andrew Dane, who's in the back, and we also have now added Stephanie Reef, our new Finance Director, to that group. So with that, I want to thank all of you for attending tonight, or today. Again, that's the second time I've done that. And we're actually going to do a ribbon cutting, and we're going to just walk down this sidewalk right here, right by Main Street, and we're going to do that ribbon cutting there. So thank you very much, everybody.
All right, on 3 we'll cut. Ready?